Hello friends, my name is Ramasu. Today we shall discuss about the PMP exam questions, sample questions which we shall discuss in detail. Today we shall see the sample questions with the answers and explanation. Remember friend that these are only the sample questions. In the exam of actual PMP exam you will see different questions, but these sample questions would be helpful for you to understand the scenario and the sample, that how which type of questions will came in the actual exam of PMP. So let's just start friend. First of all, I would request to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell option as well so that my new videos can reach to you, and also you can follow me on the Facebook page as well. Friend, question number 1. The output of the validate scope process is accepted deliverable that are formally signed off by the stakeholder. The stakeholders on some projects can get involved with the project as early as during the project initiation, during the project planning, during the project execution, and during the project monitoring and controlling. So friend, our right answer is option number A. Now why it is the right answer friend? Friend, the stakeholders may get involved as early as possible in the project initiation to provide inputs about required quality of deliverables so that control quality can access the performance and recommend necessary changes. As late as you involve the stakeholders, so it will be very difficult in the later stage. So this is highly recommend to involve the stakeholders as early as possible. Question number 2. An effective quality audit should be structured and independent, informal and independent, informal and internal, and structured and internal. So, what you think the right answer, friend? The right answer is option number A. Basically, friend, to provide the best results, a quality audit should be a structured process performed by an independent entity. Here, remember, friend, one thing that you must have to understand not only the answer, but you must have to understand the explanation as well, because it will be helpful for you in the actual exam of PMP. Now, what is the traditional ways to display a reporting structure among project team members? Options are text oriented role description, flowchart, project organization charts, and matrix based responsibility chart. Friend, the answer is C. Now, the reason is basically a hierarchical type organizational chart can clearly show roles and reporting relationships within a team. Question number 4. Friend, Kevin is assigned to a software development project that will start in the near future and is currently tailoring the PMBOK process to satisfy the project specific needs. Kevin wants to introduce new process, identify key deliverables to the existing 6 project scope management process. Although he understands that project deliverables identification is already in the PMBOK scope management process, he believes that having a dedicated process will stress the importance of determining and agreeing to key project deliverables. The best position for the new identify key deliverables process should be between which of the following two processes: define a scope and create WBS, create WBS and validate a scope, plan a scope management and collect requirements and define scope. So friend, the right answer is D, collect requirements and define a scope. Right answer is why. The reason is, friend, the identification of the key project deliverables can only be done once the project requirements are collected, analyzed and documented. This is done during the collect requirement process. Further, the key project deliverables are documented in the project scope statement, which is an output of the define scope process. The best position of the newly proposed identify key deliverables process should be between the collect requirements and define scope process. Question number 5. Friend, during which stage of a project should the project manager be most active in managing project stakeholders' needs and expectations, initiating and planning, planning and executing, executing and controlling, controlling and closing? So these are the possible options. So what do you think, friend, the right answer? The right answer is initiation and planning. First of all, friend, remember one thing, that once the project is starting, at that moment project manager should be very active. Why? Because all the things are building up. The whole building of a project is at this stage is building. So the ability of stakeholders to influence the project is typically highest during the initial stages and gets progressively lower as the project progresses. The project manager should be more actively manage the project stakeholders during the project initiation and planning phases in comparison to the later stages of a project. Okay, friend. Then the next question is, project risk should be identified by those invited to the risk identification process only. Option number A. Then key project stakeholders only, then the project manager only, and all project personnel. So these are the possible options. So what do you think, friend, the right answer? Right answer is D, all project personnel. Very interesting, friend, that why we have to understand that why it is the right answer, friend. While it is not feasible to invite everyone to the risk identification meetings, everyone should be encouraged to identify risk as they encounter them. Remember, friend, one thing, that risk identification is not the only responsibility of one person. Like only project manager is not responsible for the identification. All the stakeholders are responsible for that. Whoever is involved in the project, who has an interest and involvement. Question number 7. A control chart should always contain upper and lower warning limits. Option number 1 A. The moving average, upper and lower control limits, upper and lower specification chart. Now, the right answer, what you think, friend? Here, the right answer is, what you think? Right answer is option number C, upper and lower control limits. Now, friend, we have to understand that why it is the right answer. Basically, friend, upper and lower control limits allow the control chart to serve its purpose of indicating when a process is in or out of the control. So friend, thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please share it with the friends and colleagues.